Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather. And really, for the West right now, it is just a waiting game. We're going to have high pressure for another 3 to 5 days, depending on your location, and more of what we're seeing here right now: blue skies and dry weather. So, this is in the wake of yesterday's storm system here in Colorado and its opening day at Keystone. I mean, spectacular weather. Keystone, A Basin, Loveland, Winter Park, Eldora all got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow out of this last storm system. Of course, colder temperatures, so they can continue to make snow, but this is what we're going to see for a little while until the pattern changes 11.1 to 11.6. And that is something I talked a lot about on my blog this morning. I actually just published this a few minutes ago, but I went through some of the bullet points. Now, right now, before we get to that pattern, the bullseyes for best snowfall: Pacific Northwest, BC, and Banff. And I do think Banff is going to do quite well over the next 8 days. I'll show you some of those totals coming up. But I think there's a lot of questions in my mind as a forecaster with this trough of low pressure that will come in and replace the high over California. Where does it end up? Where does it anchor itself in relation to California? Because there are a number of factors that will determine snowfall amounts, and the position of this trough is going to be very important. I'm not sold yet on blockbuster totals for California. I'm not. And then, will this turn into a major southern track low for the southern Rockies? I think that's a distinct possibility. Let me just show you what's going on right now. So, big low here, big low up here, BC, Pacific Northwest. That's the one that's spinning a lot of energy up into the BC and Banff area right now. The other key feature is going to be this high, which is rebuilding here across the west. It's not gigantic, but it's a placeholder for now. So the question would be down the road: is this low? It will sink south and will dislodge the high, but where does the trough go? Does it go west of California? Does it go straight north to south through California? Does it cut off? How far south does it actually, or does it become more progressive and swing through very fast? Don't know yet. It's going to take a couple of days, I think, to really resolve that. But I discussed that on my blog this morning. There's the pattern. I think that there will be a deep low pressure somewhere close to California. My forecast jet stream position, very similar to what I showed you yesterday, and this will produce incredibly strong winds above tree line, mountaintop ridge lines: California, Arizona, New Mexico, southern Utah, and Colorado. If this plays out, this is the 11.3 forecast at noon. So that's a distinct possibility, and I do go through that. Let me talk about timing on this so you can see how this plays out. So, all right, so let me start it from the top here. This is Saturday morning at 6. Notice where all the precip is: Pacific Northwest, BC, Banff. There's Monday morning at 6, same places. And there's Tuesday morning, starts to drop south, pattern begins to change, jet stream buckles. This is Tuesday, 9:15 p.m. The trough heads south through, we've got Oregon and into California, finally moving snow into the Sierra, snowing into Idaho, western Montana. So that's the timing. Let me play it out one more time for you. So there's Saturday morning at 6, Sunday morning at 6, and there is Monday morning at 6. Tuesday morning at 6, things start to change. Precip drops south by Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. Then we're finally in it. The high is gone. The pattern begins to shift. So all of that stuff was discussed in this update. And this is, again, christomer.com. Please subscribe if you haven't. You'll get notified whenever I do these updates. And there's your forecast timing movie if you want to watch that on the site. And then I go into some of my totals. But I want to also discuss the pattern according to the GFS. Now, let me just show you what happens. So we go to high pressure for 3 to 5 days, and then here comes the lower pressures according to the GFS with the blues and the greens, and it drops it squarely down through. And this is, let's see, this is Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Here's Wednesday morning, the 2nd of November, and it is in California. There's a big trough for California, but watch what it does. Here's Thursday morning. Here's Friday morning. It just keeps going south. This is really far, folks, really far to the south. And this would be a major type setup in Southern California, northern New Mexico. Very interesting. And then it swings it through Colorado. But look what it does on the backside. This is Sunday the 6th in the morning. Here comes the next one. There's Tuesday morning, the 8th. Wednesday brings in another one. Incredibly aggressive. Not sold on either one of those at this point, but it's important for you to see that, to see what the possibilities are. All right, here's my forecast as far as snow. We'll do this in 2 phases. Phase 1, 1028 through 1031. All the precipits in the Pacific Northwest, BC, Banff. I really like Banff over the next 8 days. That's phase 1. Phase 2. Couple of things to mention. I do have snow in California. It's not blockbuster. With that position of the jet, where will the trough be anchored? Will the winds be suitable for orographic snow? Big question mark with this type of setup. Don't know yet. May not know for a couple days. But I do think it's more than likely that this may turn into a major southern track low for the southern Rockies. I mean, look at Bryan Head. Look at southwest Colorado, southern Colorado, 2-3 feet possibly. If I extended this out to the 7th of November, the numbers in Taos, Angel Fire, and Ski Santa Fe would be larger as the low swings through. But look at the numbers up in Banff, BC. I mean, goodness gracious, over 2 feet potentially over the next 6, 7, 8 days up in some of those places. But with this track, it puts northern Utah, Idaho, Wyoming sort of on the northern periphery, kind of caught in between all the good stuff. But that's the way it looks to me at this point. I'm going to have to watch it. Don't know where this whole thing's going to end up, but it's important to keep an open mind. I'll keep things updated here and always appreciate you tuning in.